And the news tonight, a disturbing scene near the Otter Creek Horse Trail in Lewis County. The carcass of a bear with its head apparently removed. In the same spot, another was found a while back.
Also tonight, an explosion at Fort Drum, part of a training exercise.
And we're going back a decade on Blast from the Past for a very warm day in May. 7 News is next.
You're watching the North Country's news station. 7 News this evening starts now. From our studio in downtown Watertown, here's Ann Richter and Brian Ashley.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Our top story, a grisly discovery in Lewis County, one that has nearby residents aghast and state environmental conservation officials investigating.
A dead bear was found along a trail, but its head had apparently been removed. 7 News reporter John Moore is back from southern Lewis County with details, and we want to warn viewers that some of the video may be a little hard to look at. John?
Well, Ann and Brian, if it were just once, that would be one thing. But this makes 2 times in 2 years a dead bear has been discovered in about the same place and minus its head. Jeannie Kern and her husband were cleaning up trash along a horse trail on Saturday.
We looked to the right and there was a bear, of course, evidently deceased.
Not just dead, but its head gone and nowhere to be seen.
Very sad, disturbed. We were very disturbed about it.
The president of the group Friends of Otter Creek Horse Trails says this isn't the first time.
There was one similar in a similar location with a similar, I don't know what you'd call it, MO of the bear, and that was last summer, late summer, early fall, I think it was.
By MO, you mean it was missing its head?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Bear hunting season ran from September through December. This bear corpse is much more recent. Did someone take the head as a trophy?
I don't know who would do it or why they would do it, or have no clue.
I mean, it's part of nature, things die, but this was intentional, it appears. We're hoping that this is not a pattern that's going to continue.
Residents reported the dead bear to the Department of Environmental Conservation. The DEC tells us it is investigating. And adding to the intrigue in the area where the bear was found, nearby residents report hearing and seeing a lot of human activity recently. Traffic, noise, and things like that, and all of it at night. Ann and Brian?
All right, John Moore live in the studio tonight. John, thank you. We are wondering, what do you think about this? Share your comments on either our website or our 7 News Facebook page.
We have word tonight there will be more cleanup from the decades-old contamination left by the New York air break in Watertown. The Department of Environmental Conservation announced Kelsey Creek at North Watertown Cemetery will get $1.5 million worth of cleaning. That follows a 2014 report which found low levels of toxic metals and PCBs at the site. The old air brake used those materials for decades. It was cleaned up back in the late 1980s, but residents have continued to complain of cancers and other health problems.
Well, emergency crews are on the scene in downtown Watertown where a vehicle has crashed into the YMCA building. We're
going to take a live look now at the accident scene in downtown Watertown. It happened on Public Square. You can see this red Dodge Avenger apparently crashing into the doorway that fronts onto Public Square. It happened a little bit before we came on the air this afternoon. Now, city fire and police are on the scene. We are told now there were no injuries, but we don't know the extent of damage to that very historic building on downtown Public Square. Again, the car crashing into a doorway of the old YMCA building on Public Square in downtown Watertown. No injuries, and we'll have an update on that crash later on in our cast.
A judge in St. Lawrence County this week threw out charges against an Ogdensburg man because prosecutors lost his file. 38-year-old Nathan Binion faced possession of cocaine charges. Chief Assistant District Attorney Frank Cazzator told Judge Derek Champagne the case file couldn't be found. So on Monday, the judge dismissed the charges. District Attorney Mary Rain blamed the missing file on the administration of previous DA Nicole Duvet. Rain said, quote, "We tried to recreate the file, but the originals are lost." Rain said Duvet's filing system was a mess and there were many lost or misplaced files. When we reached Duvet for comment, she had no comment.
Security is going to be upgraded at the St. Lawrence County Courthouse before the August murder trial of Oral Nick Hillary.
7 News reporter John Fryatt tells us what's going to be done.
The state is ready to sink thousands of dollars into security upgrades at the St. Lawrence County Courthouse in preparation of accused child killer Oral Nick Hillary's August trial. Senior court security officials were at the courthouse for the last 2 days looking at the existing setup of cameras and monitors. While Unified Court System officials say they're still working on a draft of an updated plan as they prepare for the significant upgrade, they declined further comment. County officials say with a high-profile trial looming, work needs to be done to ensure county business remains unrestricted.
It presents in a mixed-use building, and by that I mean the county operations as well as the court operations exist in the courthouse. We're looking to address both the traffic issues with parking, with people moving in and out of the courthouse complex onto Court Street and Judson Street, but also inside the building and the movement around the building to make sure that the public can still access all the services that the county provides.
The county has lagged behind other places in the state where new security technology has already been utilized. With so much attention on the August 1st Hillary trial, new security equipment will be in place that the casual courthouse visitor may not even notice.
Among the expected improvements include new color monitors and cameras to increase security surveillance around the courthouse.
Current plans call for the Hillary trial to take place inside the county's historic courtroom, primarily used for Supreme Court proceedings. John Fryatt, 7 News.
When an Army battalion gets in trouble, many times the higher-ups call on engineers to get them out of a jam.
We sent 7 News reporter Patrick Malowski out to Fort Drum's training grounds where the engineers were making a big noise.
Sometimes an explosion is your only option. Army engineering squads are spending the weekend on Fort Drum, competing in the annual Command Best Sapper competition, a chance for trainees to show off what they've learned. Engineers are the Jacks and Jills of all trades on the battlefield.
What you're really doing out there is you're solving the maneuver commander's problems on the battlefield as far as the terrain goes. So what we have here is a lot of combat engineer orientation.
These engineers do build things, but they also blow things up. One task at the competition is making a crater using 40 pounds of explosives. The blast is so powerful, we had to leave our camera alone at the test site and switch to cell phone.
Because the explosion is so powerful, the troops have to stand in the bunker about 300 meters past the explosion site.
Troops piled into the bunker, and with the explosives wired to the switch, countdown in 3, 2, 1.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
And here's the size of the hole from the explosion. Whatever mark the engineers make, they have to fix.
Once the crater is there, it's an obstacle for ourselves as well as the enemy forces, as well as the civilians in the environment that we're operating. We don't obviously want to use it unless we know we're going to need it in a defensive requirement.
One more note, this is the first year a woman is competing in the competition. Patrick Malowski, 7 News.
All right, the weekend has arrived. The million-dollar question, what about the weather?
Oh, yeah, lots of activities happening this weekend, including the Breast Cancer Rocky Cup of Noor.
Fishing derbies.
Yeah, going to need umbrellas, slickers, going to need...
And heavy coats, too.
Heavy
coats on Sunday. It's going to be very, very cold. I mean, sure, it's nice outside right now, and we had the rain earlier today. More rain on tap, it looks like, for the course of the day tomorrow, and then it gets very, very chilly tomorrow night. There you see it, all the rain moving off to our east. Still a slight chance of maybe a rain shower through the evening hours, potentially away from Lake Ontario. Increasing clouds tonight, lows in the mid-40s, so it's not going to be all that chilly compared to, say, Saturday night or Sunday when temperatures are really below where they should be. Nice warm up next week. Details on that forecast in a couple of minutes.
All right, John, thanks very much. Still ahead on 7 News, a closer look at the student art that's on display in Watertown.
Also tonight, recognize these guys. They're part of tonight's Blast from the Past.
And in sports, Mel's pick for Athlete of the Week says it's all about teamwork on the Carthage boys lacrosse team.
This is the North Country's news station. You're watching Ann Richter and Brian Ashley, weather with John Kubis, and Mel Busler's sports. It's 7 News this evening.
May of 2006 was not the greatest weather-wise, so when the temperature reached 86 one day, well, that made news.
Here's Jeff Nelson with tonight's Splash from the Past.
Summertime and the living's easy and sticky, especially if you work outside.
Oh, it's hot. Too hot. This is out of the ordinary for this time of year.
Temperatures today reached the mid-80s, making the daily grind a little more grinding. If you like exercising outside, hot and muggy weather can make you feel like you're running through soup.
It takes a while to get into the swing of things, you know. I didn't have much warning that this was coming.
Workers like Tim and joggers like Jeff aren't too far off. Any good weatherman will tell you that with all the cold weather we've been having, this warmth comes as a surprise.
Oh, you know it.
Absolutely, and that surprise can sometimes be hazardous to your health. Believe it or not, Guilfoyle Ambulance Squad from Watertown has already treated people for heat exhaustion. To keep yourself healthy, the usual rules apply.
Allow yourself plenty of hydration. Lots of clear liquids. Water's the best.
So the battle to stay cool has begun, and for plenty of folks, the weapon of choice is air conditioning. So it's no surprise shops like Watertown Appliance and TV Center have been busy fielding calls from the hot masses.
We sold out a couple times last year. We didn't have anything at all left in stock. And maybe we'll have the same results this year.
But not everyone is at odds with 80-degree heat. After a North Country winter, it's nice to just get out.
It's very stuffy inside, so it's nice to get out to Thompson Park and enjoy the breeze and beautiful day.
Love it or leave it, the heat is back. Maybe it's come a little unexpectedly, but think back a few months. Dealing with shorts weather will be no sweat. Jeff Nelson, 7 News.
Jeff Nelson, all that hair, wow, but you have not changed a bit.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, all right, 86 back then. Gonna do that this weekend?
No, oh my goodness, no, not here in the North Country. Maybe if you board a jet plane and fly south, you'll have nice and warm conditions, but not up here. Details on that very chilly weekend forecast in a couple minutes. Another day, another gorgeous weather photo over my shoulder. Let's get right to it. This one taken in Alexandria Bay by Sally Wilcox, and what a gorgeous picture it is. Thank you very much. I sure do appreciate the photo. And of course, if you've got one you'd like to share, send it to me at jkubis at wwnytv.net. Nothing showing up on the Doppler radar. That wasn't the case earlier today. We had those showers move on through, and there's still a slight risk of maybe some rain showers through the evening hours away from Lake Ontario. We had a cold front move through, but it's still mild, relatively speaking. 60 degrees right now with sunshine in the sky here in the city of Watertown. Winds from the west-southwest at about 18 miles per hour. Pressure 2979 or 75. That is low, and it will remain on the low side of the barometer all weekend long. Our high earlier this morning of 70 degrees, our low 57. There you see the normals, and we are well above where we should be this time of year. It looks like come Sunday, we're going to be well below the seasonal averages for middle May. 82, the all-time record high set a couple of years back. 22, your all-time record low set back in 2005. Upper 60s in Messina, 63 in Star Lake and Lowville. Looks like Clayton currently checking in at 66. Upper 60s in Ottawa, mid-60s in Syracuse. 62 in Albany, 65 in the Big Apple. Boston at 65 degrees as well. Buffalo currently chiming in at 59 degrees. The heat is on down to our south and off to our west. 78 right now in Atlanta, mid 80s in Dallas, a little bit cooler in Minneapolis. They're at 47. 99 warm degrees in Phoenix, 81 in Portland, mid 60s right now in San Francisco. One front off to our east, the next cold front on its heels, and that'll move on through during the course of the day tomorrow, giving us some showers and maybe even some thunderstorms on your Saturday, and the potential for some snowflakes Saturday night and Sunday morning, mainly higher elevations of the Tug Hill Plateau and also the Adirondacks as well. Increasing clouds tonight in Jefferson County, maybe an evening shower in Lewis County, lows in the lower to middle 40s, and up north, slight chance of maybe an evening shower with your lows very seasonable in the lower to middle 40s. Tomorrow looks like it's going to be unsettled with showers and maybe even a thunderstorm as that cold front moves on through, and gusty southwesterly winds as well. Highs in the lower to middle 60s and 60s in Lewis County with the risk of a shower, possibly a thunderstorm, and gusty southwesterly winds. And up north, showers likely, maybe a thunderstorm. Highs in the lower to middle 60s. Looking at the extended forecast, It gets cold behind that front tomorrow night. Look at that low of 38 degrees with the risk of potentially some accumulating snows. Highest elevations of the Adirondacks and potentially the Tug Hill as well. A raw day on Sunday, highs in the upper 40s to middle 40s, and with rain showers and maybe some snow showers likely. Monday, cool, 53 degrees for your high. Tuesday looking partly sunny and 56, and back into the 60s on Wednesday, Thursday, and on Friday. And on to today's weather class question is brought to you by Mahoney's Auto Mall. Save crazy money at No Baloney Mahoney's, but hurry. There's no rain checks. No Baloney Mahoney, the dealer for the people. True or false, thunderstorms always produce lightning. What do you think?
False.
True.
False.
True.
I'm going to say false.
It's true.
True.
It's true.
Can't have a thunderstorm without thunder.
Yeah, without thunder. Lightning causes
Thunder and lightning.
Okay, that half right, this half wrong.
Okay. We wouldn't do very well, whiz quiz.
Yeah, there you go. All right. All right, we're talking another Carthage lacrosse player featured as our athlete of the week.
Yeah, and he helped lead his team to their 22nd Frontier League championship last night. 22 Frontier League titles, pretty impressive. We'll have his story and the rest in sports coming up next. Don't go away. This week, we honor a lacrosse player from Carthage who has stepped up in a big way. His all-around play earning him the Watertown Savings Bank 7 News North Country Athlete of the Week Award.
Alex Mack of Carthage receives this week's honor. This talented lacrosse player is coming on strong. He had 6 goals each in wins over Watertown and Indian River. And he scored the tying and winning goal in overtime in a victory over New Hartford. For the season, he has 39 goals and 18 assists for 57 points. He's been asked to step forward in scoring. He certainly has done just that.
The past 3 games, I've been not satisfied, but where we need to get right now. I see myself being more successful later on. I've been struggling to get my goals, and my assists, my points really. But Devin and Dylan have really stepped up as well as captains, and we all work together as a team. I usually work out with Mr. Sirota. He's been helping me a lot lately, getting bigger and stronger. Off season, I'd never take a day off, always stick in my hand, just playing as hard as I can.
Well, last year as we got better toward the playoffs, he had a 5-goal game against New Hartford in the semis, and then had 5 against JD. There's plenty of teams last year that didn't score 5 goals on JD. So Alex kind of built some momentum into this season. He plays really well off the ball, and this year it's been a slow start because he has to have the ball more on this young team, and he's finally starting to relish and flourish in that role.
Congratulations to Alex Mack of Carthage, the Watertown Savings Bank 7 News North Country Athlete of the Week.
The Northern Tier Trap League featuring some outstanding shooting on area ranges. Trap scores and individual results brought to you by S&Lore Motors in Lowville, a dealer who knows you by name, located in Lowville on Utica Boulevard. The scores compiled by Gina Worth. Checking team results from last night, Beaver River nipped Sackett's Harbor 125-124. Adams Center defeated Henderson 121-118. Lowville shaded Carthage 123-122. Snow Fun of Evans Mills over Brownville 123-122. And Watertown beat Harrisville 122-120. 21 shooters were perfect last night. Carlton Horvath, George Hart, Leland Smith, Justin Smith, and Mark Bush. Add to that list Marty Turk, Roger Turk, Chris Adams, Clancy O'Donnell, and Bill Ritz. Also, Kevin Birch, Jim Daniels, Kurt Brown, Rick Mothersell, and Walt Fichette. Also on the list, Mike Messina, Paul Clark Sr., and Brandon Ingram. Rounding out the list, Vernon McGrath, Owen Recor, and Dwayne Hoke. One shooter has been perfect for 2 straight weeks, Sawyer Dan, and 2 shooters have been perfect for 3 straight weeks, Todd Edick and Terry Zimmer. Former Watertown Bucks general manager Matt McCluskey has written a book about his experiences running the now-defunct North Country Baseball League and the Watertown Bucks during the summer of 2015. The book, titled The Bucks Started and Stopped Here, A Wild Ride Inside the World of Independent Professional Baseball, went on sale today on Amazon.com. It details the ups and downs of running an independent professional baseball team and gives an inside look at the day-to-day operations.
All the things that can come up during the course of a day and a season, buses breaking down, not having baseballs, not having a budget for anything. And we literally, there's shoestring budgets, and then there are what we operated on. And, you know, it's fun. It's a book, I think, that shows all of that. And it's not just Watertown Bucks, Watertown baseball. It's actually independent professional baseball.
And according to several media outlets, Syracuse freshman forward Malachi Richardson has informed NBA teams at the NBA Combine in Chicago that he plans to remain in the NBA draft, ending his brief stay at Syracuse. That now makes 5 players in Jim Boeheim's tenure that have left Syracuse after their freshman years for the NBA. Richardson averaged 13 points a game in the regular season and 15 points a game in the Orange's run to the Final Four. So there you go, Syracuse losing another player, but having a great freshman class coming in this year and a couple of transfers as well. So, you know, things not looking that bad for Syracuse basketball as they head into the 2016-17 season.
All right, and we'll be right back. Here's Jeff Nelson with a look at what's coming up tonight. Jeff?
Gwen and Brian, crews are still on the scene of a car crashing through the YMCA building in downtown Watertown. No injuries reported. Plus, for the first time ever, a woman is heading up a top U.S. warfighting command. We'll tell you all about Air Force Major General Lori Robinson tonight at 11 o'clock and at 10 on your North Country Fox.
And we say goodnight with a look at the student art that's on display in the lobby of the Dulles State Office Building in Watertown.
Enjoy.